Na. Rappampam. Na nézzük. Tik-tak-tak-tak-tak. Játszon! Miért középre mentettem? Na mindegy. Folytatás.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on him, but he'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're...
rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet, and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
It does make me unique, but it's not a burden at all. I'm honored to be Kobliad, to represent my people.
As you should be. And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on. The more the time passes and the further out of reach it gets, the more risk he'll be willing to take.
I think after what happened, Captain Solano's learned his lesson. And whatever ambition he once had is on hold for a while.
He may say that, but we'll see what happens. And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge. It took guts to defy a direct order.
Huh. I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure's almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
Then, my work here is done.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be lurking outside of sickbay. I didn't want to intrude, so it felt more appropriate to wait out here. We were all worried about you. Or I should say I was. I wasn't sure what was happening at first. But then I realized it was your condition.
I'm feeling much better. Thank you. It's just part of who I am.
Well, being a jerk sometimes is part of who I am.
Hello, Mate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Helyzet?
You trusted my intuition earlier, with the deflector pulse. I felt I should thank you for that.
Well, thank you for coming. even though you didn't have to.
I wanted to.
Now, Carter, the emissions that gave you that burn are quite unusual, like everything else that goes with this storm. That's a combination of hyronolin and lectrazine to counter the radiation effects. That should help speed your healing. She's come by a couple of times today already. Be
És
brief.
játék közben így fejbe plosz, még ötleteket gyűjtök, hogy milyen videót kéne még kirakni.
It's good to see you
Most
awake
éppen azon
again.
gondolkodok, hogy a Warhammernek
I was starting to get worried. Not that you weren't in good hands
az
with Dr. Ball.
alkoholizmusáról, kocsmákról, meg egyebekről kéne valamit összeszedni.
So, be honest. How bad do I look?
You look rugged.
Rugged.
Okay, how about heroic? Millie was looking in on you too, by the way. But since it's just us right now, I had a chance to think about this while I was away. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you. Instead of tiptoeing around it.
Wait, are you angry at me or something?
Oh, no, not that. I'm sorry. I'm probably making too big of a deal here. What I'm trying to say is, we've been really good friends for a long time.
Na, kicsit elkezdek majd utána nézni, hogy mert érdekel, hogy mit alkoholizálnak
I want to see if there's
a
more to
40.
us
évezredben.
than just being friends.
Ó, micsoda romantikus szál ez.
Carter?
Én is érzek
You don't have
irántad
to explain
valamit.
it. I feel the same way. There is something between us.
So, do you want to find out what that something is? If it's
Köszi a
there for
kiinduló
you,
pontot.
and it's there for me, why not give it a try?
Are you kidding me? I just said yes.
I wanted to be sure I heard that right.
Sorry to interrupt, but the patient needs to rest if he wants to get back to his old self.
Of course. I'll see you again soon.
Na meg is van a játék a romantikus szája.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Shield integrity holding. We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Igazából, mivel a legtöbb hájvárosban nincs növény, ezért magyar módra mindenből főznek pálinkát. Hát el tudom képzelni, mi lehet az a mindenből. Ezt tekerjük.
I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute.
Nyet.
Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer. We won't get a transporter
Mit
line.
megfogalmaz?
It's just not happening.
A gépi fordításnak
Power up the
azért vannak
tractor beam.
problémái.
We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
Traktor sugárzott?
You sure?
I'm sure.
Come on, Diaz. First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Nem tudom, 1 vagy 2 éves lehet kb.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
Csak most vettem észre amúgy, hogy akcióban volt így ezen az őszi vásáron, vagy micsodán. Ez? Ne. Ez? Ezt. Na. Csinálj már valamit! Na, miért nem megy rá?
That's gonna take out the shuttle. There's the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Żyć.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters on your
Hát,
intercept course.
ja, van benne... Érdekesen néz ki, mondjuk úgy, meg vannak benne érdekes bugok, de amúgy így az elején így rendben van. A történet szerint.
Hard on the bridge. Got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock. The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I'll wait for him here.
Apologies for the landing, Ambassador. I was operating the tractor beam, sir. I take responsibility.
It was not the smoothest transit, but you got us here safely. That is what matters. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed
Na jó öreg
faults
Leonard
or
Nimoy.
anomalies.
Lassan már mindenki meghalad
Make of that.
az eredeti
When all indications
szereplőgárdából.
say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
I'd rather investigate than speculate.
A sound principle.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer.
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Thank you.
Ambassador Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Nem vagyok abban biztos, hogy ez a játék abban az univerzumban, vagy abban azon az idősíkon játszódik, amelyik az új Star Trek volt. Mert ugye az elkülönül a kettő.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. Not the most diplomatic choice of words.
Your experience comes from the past.
Néha nem tudom eldönteni, hogy ez vagy a Star Wars világá közelebb hozzám.
True enough.
We were hoping you could focus on the details.
Figyelj, hogyha a fizikát nézzük alapból, hogy mi valós, vagy mi hasonlít legjobban a valóságra, akkor Star Trek. Nekem is ez áll legközelebb hozzám. A Star Wars az meg mese. Én azt figyelem meg az ilyen konokon, meg egyebeken, amikre kiszoktam járni, hogy az új filmekért, a Star Warsnál a gyerekek, azok nagyon odáig is visszavannak, ugyanannyira odáig is visszavannak, mint amilyen mi voltunk gyerekként a 80-as években. A Star Warsért, viszont nekünk nem tetszenek annyira az új filmek. Senkinek nem tetszenek az új filmek szinte, viszont ha mi lennénk gyerekek, ugyanúgy rajonganánk értük, mint régen rajongtunk a régi filmekért. Az a baj, hogy már olyan szinten sok hatás ért minket filmek alapján, hogy egy ilyen... Már nem tudnak úgy újat mutatni, hogy mi azt tudjuk mondani, hogy ez azért ott van a szeren. Már eltűnt belőlünk az a gyerek, aki úgy rajongott ezért a dolgokért. Valami a felnőttek teljesen más dolgot várnának el most így a Star Wars-tól. Nincs meg bennük már az a gyermeki rajongás, mint régen volt. Ja, Máté, ez egy külön idősík.
What are the Hotari defensive capabilities? Do they stand a chance to hold on to the mines now that they've taken them?
Milyen aknákat, bányákat?
Unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would prevail against the Lydian fleet in open war. But it would have been equally unlikely to predict they could take possession of the mines until they did just that, which leaves many.
Tehát amikor mondjuk van ilyen FedCon, mondjuk Németországban, akkor ott is szoktak lenni elég érdekes rajongók. Ugye az idősebbek azok nem akarják elfogadni a másik idősíkos univerzumot, és ugye vannak emberek, akik megjelennek különfajta ilyen egyenruhákban, meg egyebekben, tök faim, meg tök jó, de vannak, akik leszólják őket, hogy merted felvenni azt az egyenruhát, amikor nem is abban az univerzumban áltozik. Én meg csak így állok néha ott, aztán én nézem, hogy Jézusom, ennél nagyobb problémád ne is legyen.
Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing.
If we could convince them, it would restore the peace. But we would need the Hotari to accept a difficult compromise.
Made all the more difficult by the emotions flaring on both sides, no doubt.
Nagyon sok ilyen van ám.
Neither the Illydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation. So make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention.
Mindenki teljesen másképp rajong egy univerzumért.
The Federation has relied on the Illydians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
The Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
That means the Hotari have no reason to trust us.
I wouldn't go that far, Commander.
We are completely neutral in this matter, on neither one side nor the other. Any suggestion otherwise would compromise our position. Given the Federation's involvement in the Iridium dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle, We have to assume the Elydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the entire systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
That may answer why the Hotari were able to strike back after so long. They finally had an opportunity and they took it.
That would also explain the Elydians' restraint.
And reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly.
Melyik videókat az OnlyFans-on?
We do not want to be caught at a disadvantage of our own. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do.
Én 2009-ben én nagyon szerettem azt a filmet. Tehát ezért mondom, mindenki teljesen másképp áll hozzá, mert akkor már annyira ki voltunk éhezve a Star Trekre, hogy már kellett valami. Én teljesen megértettem azt, hogy nem az öregekre kell már építeni, hanem az új generációra, akik majd 30 éve úgymond eltartják az egész üzemet. De sajnos el kell fogadni. Már nem az idősekre kell már menni, hanem a gyerekekre, akik majd a jelenlegi filmek alapján lesznek majd rajongók. Ja, ez így van, Szücsi.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
Akkor még úttörők voltak filmekben. Nem csak az, hogy úttörők voltak, hanem ugye a 80-as években kezdett ez így átalakulni. A Star Wars, meg a Star Trek az egész jó vizuális hatást hozott be, és akkor ez egy ilyen hirtelen ugrás volt az embereknél, tehát egy óriásit ugrott minden előre. És ezt az ugrást keresi igazából még mindenki a mai filmekben, de már annyira hozzá vagyunk szokva ezekhez a dolgokhoz, hogy igazából maga a képernyőn már nem tudnak olyasmit megjeleníteni, ami azt mondaná az ember, hogy wow. Igazából, amíg majd ki fog terjedni ez a kevert valóság, meg virtuális valóság, vagy alapból is így egy mozit így átvinni valahogy teljesen 3D-sbe, akkor lehet majd egy olyan hatást ismételten elérni bármilyen filmmel és bármilyen sztorival, amikor azt mondják az emberek, hogy ez igazán élmény volt. De már igazából nem tudnak az emberek élvezni semmit sem, mert a szar úgy ömlik ránk a Netflixen, Amazonon, meg minden egyes dolgon keresztül, hogy már nem tudjuk élvezni a sorozatokat, meg a filmeket. Sőt, vannak olyan emberek, akik már tényleg úgy néznek Netflixet, meg egyébként, hogy kétszeres szorzón, gyorsan menjen végig az egész sorozat, aztán végzek vele, legalább tudom, hogy miről szól. Régen meg hát várni kellett mindig egy hetet egy új részre, meg egyéb dolgokra. Teljes mértékben megváltozott már a világ meg a médiafogyasztás.
His many accomplishments. But I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
Ja, az Orville az
I'm not
olyan
the chief
állat.
engineer of this shuttlecraft.
When you look at it logically, yes, it is just a shuttle. No different than any of the others.
There is plenty that is different about it, and that is what you are to investigate. But please limit your findings to observable scientific phenomena.
We'll try to restrain ourselves.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one.
A First Contact az még az a mai napig nem akar ugyan megöregedni. Az bármikor elkezdem nézni, és az elején ott van az a Borg elleni harc, meg egyéb is így nézem, és nem akarom rájönni, bakkari, ez több mint 25 éves ez a film.
Yeah, I did pretty great out there. So don't you forget it.
I have a feeling you won't let me forget it.
I'm not gonna have to do a damn thing to remind you.
Come on. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Miből jött a Star Trek-es tartalomgyártás? Hát abból, hogy kellett a Warhammer mellé még pár darab olyan univerzum, amit szeretek, meg ismerek. Aztán, hogyha már elkezdtem, akkor miért ne tenném be. Diagnostics. Begin Diagnostics.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
A Bridgecraft VR-ben az valami eszméletlen. Csak kevés volt a magyar játékos, aztán így elhalt. Meg hogy nem javították a bugokat, meg egyebeket. Nem teljesítették az ígéreteket. Így csak egy bugos online játék maradt a térben.
I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that.
A Starcraft lore, igen, már íródik. Olyan, nem tudom, 25-30%-nál van, legalábbis egy olyan 7 oldal már készen van. Data recorder.
Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those ones.
Yeah.
What are they?
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
Cracked warp coil.
Ott volt 2015-ben egy sorozat, a Dark Matter. Senki nem hallott róla, de olyan fasz a sorozat volt, mint a franc. Azt hiszem 2 vagy 3 évadot élt meg. Aztán utána vége lett. De bárkit kérdezek, senki nem hallott róla. És az a baj vele, hogy van azt hiszem 2 vagy 3 fajta Dark Matter. Ami, hát, ja. Kicsit nehézzé teszi a keresést. De pont az, hogy annyi fajta skifi és egyéb sorozat van, hogy az emberek lecsúsznak néha tényleg olyan dolgokról, amiket érdemes lenne megnézni.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code. Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variants out of tolerance or warp inversions.
Az a sztoria, hogy
warp cascade failure.
Azt hiszem 7-en vagy 8-an felébrednek egy hajón amnéziában, és senki nem tudja, hogy ki a franc a másik. És akkor így szépen lassan az emlékeik így visszajönnek, de nagyon jó a megvalósítás, nagyon jó a sztori, nagyon jó a CGI.
Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the navigation array.
Érdemes rámenni. Tehát írd be úgy a keresőbe, hogy Dark Matter 2015, azt hiszem 2015, Skiffy. A tricorder képes adatokat rögzíteni és elemezni, ha hátnézel rajta, feltárul a láthatatlan. Oké. Oh. What is this? A szubtéri szenzorcsoportot tápláló izolineáris áramkörösök normálisan működnek. Oké. Igen, van itt még valami, amit meg kell találni? Nem rakja vissza. Oké. Az űrségtől szubtéri érzékelői érzékenyek más belső rendszerekből származó visszavert interferenciára. A szűrők segítenek az ilyen sugárzás csillapításában és az érzékelők adatainak... Nem tudok lejjebb menni, hogy kell lejjebb? Tisztán tartásában. A Strange New Worlds az első évaddal berobbant, de úgy, hogy így, ez az, végre ugyanazt kapjuk, amit megszoktunk a Next Generation-nel, vagy a Voyager-rel, vagy egyéb. A második évaddal már kezdett lapulni, a harmadik évadra meg fogalmam sincs, hogy mi a franc történt az emberekkel, vagy az egésszel. A szubtér érzékelő tömb figyeli a normál tér és a szubtér közötti gradiens átmeneteket, miközben a hajó görbületi sebességgel halad, fizikai sérülést nem észleltünk. Very good. Most még van egy piros is. Ez a bio.
Navigation array checks out, so it must be a coil.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Hey.
I'm not here.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go.
De igazából az epizódikus sorozat sokkal jobban illik hozzá, mint a folyamatosság. Tehát nem volt baj az, hogy mindegyiknek más volt a története, csak úgy, mintha elfogyott volna az a lendület, ami az első évadban volt.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No, but I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Ja, az nagyon jó. Tehát nagyon jól megtalálták a kapitányi szerepre a csávót.
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now.
Jaj, legyünk romantikusak. Ez az. Told át neki.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Save some of that for when I get back.
You've got a deal.
Be seeing you.
Etzelarda Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go.
Az alfa hold bázis.
All right, where were we?
Azaz.
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now. Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Ja, valószínűleg amúgy a Strange New Worlds után kezdődik el majd ismételten egy Kirk sorozat. Remélem nem cseszik el.
Intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. 1.3. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come. My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, First Officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind. and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illidians.
It's very nice to meet you.
Likewise. I hope...
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
Ez meg gondolom akkor baj. Mi a baj?
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
Something about his tone tells me this won't be easy.
That was my sense as well.
I doubt he speaks for all of Hotari. So I would urge patience until we speak with their queen.
Ja. Vigyük el, mire mentünk fel? Mi köptünk a szádba, hogy nyárad legyen? Egy fifike, vagy mi a fene?
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Hotari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Hotari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Illidian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
Saying this wouldn't be easy was an understatement. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not
She
part
can
of...
speak for herself, can't she? Then let her. Now then, one should know their place. What you might be somewhere else is not what you are here. Which is standing before a queen. And a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to ask. Is Hotari Prime, heart of the Hotari system?
I am unfamiliar with your customs, Your Majesty.
We may not be a powerful civilization in your eyes, but we are prideful people. You are Kobliard. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobliard is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Alidians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Alidians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobliard suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
Keressük a békét.
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it. There is no justice if the oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
You may be right. Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
As Ambassador Spock has said, we've come seeking a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you must think. The Federation has done business with the Alidians for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Alidian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Alidians? It can only be one or the other, not both.
Hát egyiket se választjuk. Bazd meg, és választani kell? Ezt nem hiszem el. Helyem, bam 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 bam. Hát, csapjunk a lecsónak. Hotari.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
The mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred. We will take back our minds by any means necessary.
And you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that. I hope we meet again.
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
It's been a pleasure, Commander Rydek.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened to those mines?
Na, itt mentett egyet szerintem. Ja, 1 órát voltunk itt. Aztán most már mennem kell aludni. Úgyhogy majd holnap folytatjuk. Délután valamikor. Meg még szöveget is kéne írnom reggel. Úgyhogy holnapi napon majd